Welcome to New Day Cleveland. I'm David Moss and we are on the road again, but today it's going to be a little bit different. You know how we always go to big cities or neighborhoods, out of town, out of state, out of country? Well, today we're going to go a little out of the way. And by out of the way, I mean off the beaten path. So let's jump in the car, put away that map, and let's go out and discover some really cool places off the beaten path. So we're going to head to Auburn Township right now to a place where they use local produce to top their special pizza pies. It's called Cierna's Pizzeria.
We weren't going to get into the restaurant business because a farm is plenty enough work. And then we one day decided that why not have a little more, I guess.
Originally I didn't want to do it, but my daughter and my wife wanted to do it, so we jumped in and we took a restaurant that was down in the pits and turned it around. We entered a Northeastern Ohio contest, and we were only open 8 months, and we won Best Pizza in Lake and Geauga County and 7th in Northeastern Ohio.
It was a good opportunity for the farm because we can kind of bring our excess products from the farm here, distribute them to the pizza shop, use fresh and local products, and support the community. There's nothing around, so there's a good opportunity just in supply and demand. Everything's handmade here. We hand press our dough, we make our sauce from scratch. All of our vegetables come straight from the farm. Daily we actually go back and forth from the farm, which is nice because we're so close. Cheese is local, herbs are all local from Great Lakes growers. So even if we're not bringing it in ourselves through our farm, we're supporting our community by supporting these small businesses. Right now I'm making our Meat Lovers pizza. It's our most popular because it has our homemade sausage and our homemade bacon, as well as an old-fashioned pepperoni, and they're all really high-quality products. Our bacon is a newer product at Cierna's Farm. We launched that about 3 years ago, and that's a nitrate-free bacon. So that's also a very high-quality bacon that we produce in small batches. And this is our homemade sausage. This is my grandpa's recipe. That's been in our family for 80 some years. It's the first sandwich they served at our grandparents' bar, Cierna's Cafe in Bedford, and they're still open in business, so it's a great sausage. We use premium pork butts, pork, salt, and spices. It's a natural casing. There's no water, no additives, no preservatives. As good as it can get. It's a lot of work to have the pizza shop on top of the farm, but it's incredibly rewarding to be able to feed people in a different manner than our farm. It's nice to see our pizzas be made and people keep coming back, so we're happy to be here.
Cierna's Pizzeria is located on East Washington Street near Route 44 in Auburn. From the east side to the west side, that's right, craft beers and Ohio wines served from inside a historic structure. We're headed to Wakeman Elevator Craft Beer and Wine Barn.
We're sitting in the event center at the Wakeman Elevator. The building was originally built around 1890 something, and it did start out as a bending works. It did the iron rings around the barrels. That's what the bending works did. It was really quite a big business back then because Wakeman was a railroad town, and right outside the wall here, about 10-15 feet, the railroad tracks went through, and they shipped a lot of goods and in the barrels, grain especially. And then it was turned into a flour mill. I used to come here with my dad, and I remember walking into this building. Right over here there used to be a corn machine where they crushed the corn and they would add molasses and oats, and we would buy horse feed after we would pull our tractors up on the scales out front. It was noisy, it was dirty, but it was a fun place to come to because they had baby chicks and little ducks in here. And it was just a lot of good memories for me. I'm a horrible romantic who has a problem parting with some things that have history. And almost everything in here is from my mom and dad's farm. Like these are my dad's lanterns, and those are my mom's teapots, and there's my dad's cow milking stool, is his hunting jacket, and for me, I couldn't part with it. We'll sit in a chair and watch people walk in and they just smile, and everyone is always looking up. There's never a dull moment. People are looking at all the artifacts and things that came from my mom and dad's farm, from the house.
Today it's a little bit of Wakeman's best kept secret, is what I like to think. It's a big old building, about 140 years old, that we just like to open to the public. We call it the Wakeman Museum. We thought it was unique with this old building to put something with the old Western, the old saloon in here, and got a lot of reclaimed lumber, found an old barn that was ripped down in there, and everything in there is 100-year-old reclaimed lumber, original hardwood floors, and we opened up craft beer, local wines. I like to help out the local people, promote their stuff, and Ohio Premium Wines, California. So got a good flavor, good selection, some hard ciders. We specialize, we major in alcohol, and then we minored in the food part of it. Not a big kitchen, but what we have, we got turkey and ham paninis, we got the patio burger, and we got a good Reuben. A lot of people keep coming back for the Reuben. One of the things we like to do here at the Wakeman Elevator is find our own niche. Try to make a $2 bill going back for change for everybody, and a 50-cent piece. And we get a lot of people going, is that real? Is that real? I think it gives me and Dar a lot of good pleasure, a lot of good satisfaction that people come in and they can reminisce.
Wakeman Elevator Craft Beer and Wine Barn is located in Wakeman, just off of Route 20. Coming up, touring the back roads of Ohio's wine country. Welcome back to New Day, Cleveland. Okay, one of the best things about driving through Ohio's wine country, the scenery, right? Nice scenic tour. Well, why not let somebody do it for you? Well, that's exactly what North Coast Grapevine Tours will do for you.
North Coast Grapevine Tours was started by my wife and I in 2006 under the concept that all of Ohio's wineries are great places to meet with family and friends. They make some great wines, and we've covered the northern part of Ohio, primarily 3 wine trails. Our primary concentration is on the Lake Erie Shores and Islands Wine Trail. We also take tours up to the Geneva area, and we also travel to a what we like to refer to as Amish country, to known as the Canal Country Wine Trail.
What we want to do is we want to just educate them that we've got fantastic wineries here in Ohio. We've got about 230 of them. On this wine trail alone, we've got about 18 wineries that are all beautiful and off the beaten path. Not only do we have the oldest and most historic wineries in the state here, but we've also got some fantastic new ones that opened up within the last 10 years.
We offer several different types of tours, both public tours and private. Our public tours we offer every Saturday, and it's basically a social tour. Our average group size is about 12 people, and they run year-round. We also offer private tours, wherein if everyone's from the same group, we can customize the tour to go to whatever wineries your heart desires to see, the types of wines that you'd like to taste, duration, however many hours you want to go, and we also do corporate events during the week.
All right, everybody, you guys ready? Yep. What I usually do is just tell all the guests about the history of Ohio wines. What a lot of people don't realize is that, when they think of wines, they think of Napa Valley, they think of Washington, what they think of Oregon. They don't realize that Ohio has such a rich history in Ohio wines. We actually led the nation in the production of wines at one point. So I give them a whole overview of the history. And then what I do too is, as we approach each of the wineries, I give them a brief brief overview of each of the wineries, when they were established, who the owners are, what their wine specialties are.
And then we walk them into the winery's tasting bar. We introduce them to the tasting bar, and then we let the tasting bar take it from there.
Look at Lake Erie. That's the Appalachian that we're in, and so it's kind of just where that grape was grown. If you're out on the east side, you'll see Grand River. They actually have their own Appalachian.
The price for our tours vary depending on the type of tours that you take. We've got both social tours, we also have the private tours, we've got full-day tours, we also have half-day tours. Typically our half-day tours are on Sunday, full-day tours are on Saturdays, and it ranges depending on the number of people that you have in your party. The more people you have in your group, the cheaper it is. This is the perfect season is October, September timeframe. Fall is absolutely beautiful with all the colors. It's harvest time, so there's a lot of activity at all the wineries. They're picking the grapes, they're pressing the grapes, and what makes us really, really happy is that at the end of the tour, people leave us with such an appreciation of what they have in their own backyards.
North Coast Grapevine Tours are available all year long, and you can find more information by logging onto their website, northcoastgrapevinetours.com. Okay, if home improvements are in your future, we've got just the place for you. The Stockpile is Canton's biggest home improvement reuse store.
The Stockpile is a building material reuse warehouse. We're a nonprofit. Everything is donation based. So we get donations from individuals or businesses. So somebody takes out their bathroom sink and they can either drop it off, or we actually have a box truck that's out about 4 days a week doing donation pickups. So they'll stop by, pick that up for you, and then give you a receipt for your taxes, which you can then write it off as a charitable donation. We get a lot of donations from local stores. We actually have a big box store that has been a great donor for us. They give us things like display models, items that were ordered that were the wrong size that they then aren't able to sell, things like that. So we do get brand new items, scratch and dent items, things like that. And then we sell them at about a third of retail prices or less. We also offer an extra discount to individuals who are low income, over 62, or disabled.
Yes, ma'am. Now there you go.
Our mission statement is kind of twofold. First of all, it's to keep as many items out of the landfill as possible, items that are reusable or recyclable. And then secondly is to help individuals in our community and Northeast Ohio in general who are low income, elderly, or disabled, to help them make the repairs to their homes that they might not otherwise be able to afford to do. We have 5 different bays, and we're currently in Bay 3. This has a lot of our cabinets, cabinet doors, cabinet drawers, light fixtures, ceiling fans, a little bit of everything. We have a pretty decent paint area. We are always looking for donations of paint, specifically from businesses, things like mist tints or special orders that they aren't able to sell, or any overstock, things like that. We like the items, the paint to be, pretty much full and not having sat around for a long period of time. We have a pretty good tile section, especially the 4-inch tiles. We have quite a lot of those, but the tiles are priced individually, and they start at 6 cents a piece and go up from there depending on size. And then for decorative tile, things like that, those are going to be a little bit more. Doors are one of our top sellers. We have several hundred doors, all different sizes, styles, interior, exterior, pre-hung, screen doors, things like that. Some of them are new, some of them are used, a little bit of everything. Same with windows. Our selection right now isn't quite as diverse, but we do still have quite a lot of windows, all different sizes, styles. All sales are final. We sell all the items as is. So, know what size you're looking for.
because in most cases you can't bring it back. We never know what we're going to get or when we're going to get it. We get new items in pretty much daily. It may just be 1 or 2 things, or it may be a full truckload. We never really know until we get it.
The stockpile is located on Clarendon Avenue near Route 30 in Canton. Coming up, homemade ice cream tucked in one of Cleveland's trendiest neighborhoods. Welcome back to New Day Cleveland. It's a big show all about places off the beaten path. So our next stop is a small handmade ice cream place just off West 25th Street, and Natalie's going to take us there. It's called Mason's Creamery.
We're here at Mason's Creamery in Ohio City. I have Jesse with me. You know what I love about this is that it's a creamery, but it's open all year round.
It is indeed.
So you're one of very few that do that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think the ice cream business tends to close down during the winter, which is a bummer. I've heard that Boston is actually the ice cream capital of the world. So when it's like 2 degrees or 20 degrees below zero, people have this nostalgic want of summer, so they go in and get ice cream.
They come and get ice cream. It's a good theory behind it. I love right here on the corner of West 44th
and
Bridge. Quaint little place.
Yeah,
you and your wife started this?
We did. We are actually one of 3 companies right now that make all of the ice cream from scratch. So we actually get our milk from Geauga County, from Amish farmers. We do a low temp pasteurization on it, and then we utilize that for our ice cream.
So can we sample a little? Do you let people, when they come in, can they sample?
We absolutely encourage sampling. Now these are just some of our flavors. This is a sage with agave, the after school special, which is peanut butter and Concord grape jam, cookie dough, eggnog with Cleveland Christmas whiskey, pumpkin spice. We have a dark chocolate. This is our sweet potato pie with toasted marshmallows and regular vanilla. And that is not all.
What do you suggest that I should sample?
Usually I say all of them, but today the apple cider sorbet.
Okay, all right, let's do it.
Yeah. So this is Wolf Farms, which is a local orchard.
Okay.
It is their apple cider cooked down with nothing but cinnamon stick. We don't use any additives, and it's kind of like fall kicking you in the face. Like it's a really intense.
Wow. I mean, it tastes like you're just drinking apple cider, only better than apple cider.
Better than apple cider.
That's really good.
Thank you.
Is that the one that's got a little bit of a recognition too?
It is. We actually, Alton Brown from the Food Network came in and said that was his favorite thing in all of Cleveland that he tried.
And that's a pretty big deal, buddy.
Very, very
So
honored.
now when people hear this, they're all going to be coming in for this. You better keep that around for a long time.
Yeah, we were planning on cutting it off because there's not too much apple cider.
Oh, don't do it now.
We've done an additional 3 batches already.
What about over here? What else do we have?
Another fun favorite one is the hot chocolate with marshmallow.
Okay.
So this is our homage to Swiss Miss.
Swiss Miss.
Yeah, if you like Swiss Miss hot chocolate, I guarantee you like that. It's a really nice light.
What do you do? Pour these things just right in there? I mean, it's
yeah. So
it's amazing.
That's a 12% cacao fat chocolate, and then Ugandan vanilla that we make extract ourselves here, and.
So you guys aren't just all about ice cream. I know you're open all year round. You have a lot of other things here too.
We do. We do homemade churros, and so that's kind of like a Spanish treat. I know in Cleveland there aren't too many churros going around. And then we do a Spanish style hot chocolate, which is like a dipping chocolate, nice and thick, and you take the churros and you dip it in there.
So whether you
really
want
good on a cold
something
day.
like that, you want ice cream, even if it's a cold day, you want hot chocolate, coffee, you got it.
Star coffee, yeah.
I love it. We're gonna get me a cone now. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Can't give me just samples. I need a cone.
Mason's Creamery is located on Bridge Avenue and West 44th Street in the heart of Ohio City. It's one of Green's best kept secrets. Nestled in a strip mall off of Maslin Road is Jerry's Closet. You never know what treasures you'll find at the fashionable consignment shop.
Closet opened up about 18 years ago, and I had been a consignment shopper and consigner myself. And so then I started looking for a spot, and this is actually our second location. We had moved from our original location, and we're just so excited that we have continued to thrive. I feel we're special because we are an alternative to the mall. We are always on trend, looking for current items, accepting current items, and we also pepper in many new items. We like to add new accessories, scarves, leggings, jewelry, so there's that added gift element to our business. It's hip and it's trendy, and it's the thrill of the hunt. People come in from all ages, all demographics, and they are looking for a great buy, and we're glad to provide it for them. We have some great branded racks that we always have a full rack of, which include Chico's, Ann Taylor, Limited, Cabby. We have a combined rack of Gap, Banana Republic, and J. Crew. But along with that, we have a great selection of Lane Bryant. We carry some Fry, Michael Kors. We love Coach handbags, Dooney handbags, a little bit of Kate Spade. I would say that we are mall brands and a little bit better. We don't really specialize in the real high-end designer. That just isn't our market, but we're tickled when we get a great designer piece like that. Anyone can bring in consignments. Monday through Friday we accept. You don't need to make an appointment. We go through your items right on the spot. And if they are styles and sizes we can use, we consign them for 90 days, and they're a 50-50 split once they're sold. We are probably 80% clothing, although truly we carry tons of accessories. We consign a little bit of jewelry. Normally we're looking for like a Brighton piece or a Coach piece, or maybe a little more of a Kate Spade type item, and then we buy jewelry new. We consign handbags, shoes, belts. Again, though, we buy our new ponchos, we buy new scarves. We put items to the floor every single day of the week, and many days there's hundreds of items going to the floor on any given day. So if you're a regular here, I would like to think that every other day you're going to see a great change in our merchandise. We love to work with customers. We actually have customers that will call ahead. Maybe they have an event, they have a short shopping period, so we'll bring items to their fitting room, have it loaded and ready for them. All of my staff has great fashion sense, so I feel that they truly love, we always say, playing Barbie dress up. We love to get someone that wants our opinion and wants to maybe step out of their comfort zone and try something that's just a little more exciting, or maybe a different color or a style that they might not look for themselves. I love coming here every day because not only do I love my staff, I feel very fortunate to be in business this long. We have customers that, we call so many people by name when they hit the door. It's a feel-good environment, and we want women to feel good about how they look. So when they come in and find something great, for both good and bad occasions, but we leave them feeling like they look their best. And what a sense of accomplishment for us to really just empower anyone we can. I think that Green is a great community because not only is it a young and thriving community, but there's a lot of people that are definitely wanting to recycle, save money, but the community itself is growing and offering so much, and it's given us the ability then to grow with them. And so we are so fortunate to be here in the city of Green.
Jerry's Closet in Green is open Monday through Saturday at 10 a.m. Coming up, a former greenhouse in Old Brooklyn finds new life. Welcome back to New Day Cleveland and our Off the Beaten Path show. What was once a greenhouse in Old Brooklyn is now the home of Cleveland Jam.
Started out in the basement of my own home, started doing winemaking. We had the leftover wine at the bottom of the barrel. I didn't want to toss it away, so I thought, this would probably be like a really good jelly or jam. So came up with a recipe, brought it to a party. It was a really big hit. From there, we started doing some trade shows and festivals, and it was really successful. We won a grant to open up a business here in Old Brooklyn. Customers would come up to us and ask like, oh, you have wine, what about beer? And then we were kind of like, you know, yeah, we should start doing beer. So we went to Great Lakes Brewing Company, pitched the idea, they loved the idea. We started off with a Burning River Pepper Jam, which they serve on their local and fresh plate. They also sell it in their gift shop as well. That was really successful, so we started doing the Elliott Ness Fig Apple Jam. A lot of the stuff we grow right here on site, there's actually a greenhouse attached to the building. We get a lot of our produce here, the West Side Market. We try to incorporate as much local as we can into the business. We kind of went with the names and everything Cleveland related, the Rock and Roll Merlot, Soldiers and Sailors Shiraz. We kind of wanted to incorporate as much Cleveland as we could. We work together, like basically I'll carry your product, you carry my product. We do Randy's Pickles, some of Great Lakes stuff, barbecue sauce made with Jackie O's beer, and then we also have tequila infused salsas. So it's not just jam, we do kind of a variety of local products as well.
What we like to use our Cleveland jam on is not, we love it on toast and we love it on PB&Js, but there's many other varieties of use that you can use Cleveland jam on. For instance, all of our wine jellies go great over cream cheese for a quick, easy appetizer with pretzels or crackers for any holiday party or gathering. But for your more traditional uses, I like to throw it on a bratwurst, especially with our Burning River Pepper Jam. Gives you a sweet and spicy flavor with sausage and peppers with a nice Italian sausage or brat taste. For lunch, we love to do our Elliott Ness Fig Apple Jam on our prosciutto grilled cheese, or any type of cheese for that matter. It really complements the sharpness of cheese with a sweet taste of figs and fresh apples. And then for the perfect game day snack, our Mango Tango Habanero Hot Wings. Take your hot wings, before you put any sauce on them, throw a little bit of our Mango Habanero Cleveland jam on there. It's the perfect combination of hot and sweet for your everyday snack. Our customers always come back with rapport for how they've used the jam. We've heard cookies, we've heard it baked in cakes. Pretty much the possibilities are endless. I'd like to see Cleveland jam on restaurant menus all over Cleveland, Ohio. Everything around town can have a place for Cleveland jam.
Cleveland Jam opens its doors on Shaft Road at 5 p.m. Tuesday through Friday and at 10 a.m. on Saturday. From homemade jam for yourself to homemade treats for your dog, we're headed to historic downtown Hartville for a little gem called Snags and Wags.
I started baking treats at farmers markets. My ambition was always to have my own shop. First came the logo for Snags and Wags Barkery, and I had originally had a not so great name. So I was looking actually at dog names online, almost like you would for naming a baby. And they had in the food section the word snags, which is a British slang term for sausage. And I was like, oh, that's kind of fun, you know, and then I'm like, Snags and Wags. So that's how it came to be. With my store, I wanted to, one, incorporate, you know, quality and uniqueness, something you won't find in a basic store. And the other thing was to also give that business to local artisans. When you come in the store, you can find treats. Of course, the ones that I make. I thought I had a creative idea with naming the treats to correspond to musicians. Since I am myself a retired musician, I like to have that tie-in. Also, all of my treats are gluten and corn and soy free. And then I carry a line of Barkworthy's products, so there's a lot of chews, bones, if you will. There are things for cats as well, mainly toys, because they're a little finicky on their treats, but I do occasionally carry, you know, some cat treats as well. Dog toys. There are natural organic products for their skin, including shampoo. And of course, we have a really nice line of cute apparel and also collars and harnesses and leashes that you won't find anywhere else. Wag bags are a round pet bed. So they're a little plusher than a lot of the square, rectangular beds. So if your dog is a little princess and needs to be, kind of like the Pea and the Princess, these are the beds for them. You could find Snags and Wags Barkery directly behind the Hartville Chocolate Factory. I'm in the historic downtown section, so that appeals to me because I've always been drawn to older architecture. And then the people down here are just great. A lot of the feedback we hear is, oh, this is so cute. And then they'll walk a couple more feet, this is so cute. Which I was like, oh good, I did my job. Because that's part of curating the goods that are in here. You want to feel like, oh good, it's such a small space, so you want it to feel like they have enough variety and that they see enough inventory that'll bring them back.
Snags and Wags is located just off Prospect Avenue behind Hartville Chocolate Factory. Coming up, Ohio City's first contemporary women's boutique. Welcome back to New Day Cleveland. Ohio City may not seem off the beaten path, but our next stop just 3 blocks from the West Side Market, and you blink, you might just miss it. It's called the Blackbird Fly Boutique.
So Blackbird Fly Boutique, the name came from my love of the Beatles. I grew up in a really Beatles-friendly family. I had a mom who was a hippie, a dad who was a greaser. They both played guitar, they were both in bands, and the Beatles were always playing as a kid. We're a women's boutique in Ohio City. We carry women's clothing, shoes, accessories, handcrafted jewelry. We have local items such as candles. We have leather goods, all local. We do 50% American made. The other 50% I hand pick in small quantities from designers all around the world. But the one thing we strive to do is make sure that everything is ethically produced. So we're really proud of the selection that we have here. We have some great pieces that you won't find anywhere else. So originally this all stemmed from, I was a stay-at-home mom for 5 years. I had always dabbled in art before that. I was a hairstylist, makeup artist before that. And so what had happened was I picked up a new medium of art while I was a stay-at-home mom, and that was silversmithing and metalsmithing. So my line of jewelry is Linger Designs, and that's basically what got the entire store started. My pieces are very modern, very geometric. I really like clean lines, and you'll see that in a lot of my pieces. I love mixed metals, so I make good use of silver, primarily for most pieces, but as well as brass, copper, you name it, we incorporate it into the piece. So we're really proud of our outerwear selection, which changes constantly, but this is a line that we carry that is really retro in styling. And then also on the flip side of that, we carry lines that are much more modern and detailing, like this vegan leather jacket. So Baggu really has a cult following. They are all American-made leather bags at a super reasonable price. This one is part of their new line that came out this fall and winter. It's blue suede. They basically have 5 colors per season, and they only change by 1 or 2 colors every season, so people collect these. We have a great exclusive collection of footwear here at the boutique. We carry at all times about 15 pairs. These particular ones here are hand finished as well as hand hammered. It's something that you only find in a true quality made piece of footwear. This really feels like it for me. I feel like I've kind of found where I belong, so I love that. I also love the fact that I can be really creative in this job. And I get to pick and choose and create looks for people that are super special and super unique. And to me, that's like art, And then of course, I get to house my jewelry and showcase it, which is, an added bonus. I make people happy. It's a great neighborhood. There's such a sense of camaraderie here. I love being back here. I grew up, in Detroit Shoreway as a kid. So this is like an extension of my neighborhood for me. So it's a lot of fun.
Blackbird Fly Boutique is located on West 28th Street behind Great Lakes Brewery near St. Ignatius High School. A local mom is using her passion for makeup to help empower girls all over Northeast Ohio. It's called P.S. You're Beautiful.
My inspiration for P.S. You're Beautiful is my daughter Lily. And as Lily began to get older, we noticed that there's a lot of pressures in the world that are around you, and all of the media that's being thrown at our kids at such young ages, and the ability to want them to grow up so quickly. So I had always had a passion for makeup, so I decided to go to California to do some training in media makeup. And Lily joined me as my junior partner to open up this makeup company that we have. And we've been doing makeup with all teens for high school, proms, dances. We do ballet. We work with the ballet companies in teaching them how to do the different makeups that they wear. And then of course we also do many different special events such as weddings and just any time or anything that somebody has something they would like to go to. So what I love about sitting the people down in my chair, not only the kids but the adults, is revealing to them the beauty that they have within themselves. Because sometimes as I'm sitting there talking to them before we even go into doing the makeup work, they don't even realize the beautiful eyes they have, or their skin, the clearness of their skin, or the beauty of their nose or their lips. And just letting them know that is amazing for them to be, and seeing them see it for the first time themselves. Even whenever you're 40, 50, and I have a customer that's actually 88 years old that I work on. So it's just an amazing process to let somebody feel and see that in themselves. Today I'm representing 3 different styles of makeup that you could wear. The first one is Lily. She's wearing a very light makeup with a little bit of eyeshadow, pretty pink blush just to accent her cheeks, and just a little bit of light foundation, hardly any at all. It's usually mixed in with a moisturizer just to keep her skin supple and nice instead of actually covering anything, because her skin's so beautiful it's not necessary. The second makeup that I have is Trinity. She's representing a dance wear makeup. You could go into like a homecoming or a prom or a special event that you might be going to, bar mitzvah. It helps that you have some beautiful colors that are going to sparkle and make her eyes shine, and have some accenting around her cheeks and her mouth and her nose to let the beauty of her look shine through. And the last makeup that I have here is Kayla. Kayla is a dancer with Cleveland Ballet Conservatory, and she, what we work with Kayla on is teaching her between stage makeup and street makeup. And Kayla right now is with her stage makeup on. Everything has to be darker, brighter to enhance her eyes so that whenever she's on stage, the coloring doesn't go away. And we also have to watch that we take into account the color of lights that are shining down upon her. That's why we usually go with the oranger colors or the rustier colors so that the makeup doesn't turn black or dark on her while she's on stage. The biggest mistake a young girl can make is putting too much makeup on, especially I see it constantly is in the eyeliner area. They have a tendency to be heavy-handed and really dark and accenting their eyes, so it's best if you keep everything as light as possible in that area. My goal in makeuping is, one, to reveal the beauty within them and then teach them how to enhance those things, not to cover them up. So that allows them to actually see even more beauty within themselves.
P.S. You're Beautiful is located on Y Road in Akron near Cleveland, Maslin Road. Still to come, artisanal breads and pastries handcrafted in University Circle. Welcome back to New Day Cleveland. Okay, it's located on the ground floor of a brand new building, the Innova building on Chester Avenue. It's a scratch-made bakery called the Fluffy Duck Cafe.
Here at the Fluffy Duck, we bake everything is scratch baked, fresh baked every day, and we do all laminated products such as croissants, Danish, our Quidamans. We do that in-house too. Scratch bread, and a lot of the product is organic, and we use as much local product as possible. We start baking here around 3 o'clock in the morning. My dad comes in and starts the bake that I set up for him the night before. When we laminate dough, it's when we lock butter into a dough portion, sheet it out over a series of folds and turns, and then over time you get the honeycomb inside that you see in a croissant. So it's just butter, dough, all the way up. So this is croissant dough, and what I'm doing right now is I'm locking in the butter to the dough. So I can roll the dough with the butter and have every other layer will be butter and the others will be dough. So when you're done, you get those nice croissants over there. So this is a dough sheeter. It helps me make croissant dough faster, so it's not as bad. Our highlights at the cafe are the Cuitamon is our #1 seller. Not a lot of people know what it is. It's a caramelized laminated dough with sugar and butter, a little finished with a little sea salt. But everyone buys that's our most popular item. And then the croissants, almond croissants at Danish, they're also very popular. Yeah. For me, I like the French baguette. It's very good for me. It has a lot of flavor and only 4 ingredients, so to get the flavor out of it, to me, that is one of my favorite things. But I'm very proud of the lamination as well, the croissants and Danish. I get a lot of satisfaction just out of the end product in this job. I like to see when everything's baked nice, perfect, from one night to the next bake in the morning, and everything comes out good. It gives you a nice, easy feeling for the next day to start over again, you know? I think that it's higher quality, hey, and it's nice to bring back all the old stuff instead of having all their prepared foods ready to eat that's been sitting on the shelves for a week. We bake it fresh every single day, and you can come get a loaf every single day if you wanted to. We plan on adding more items. We're trying to figure out what sells out in this area right now, which is hard to find our place right now because business has been inconsistent at the moment, but we're planning on adding more breakfast items, breakfast pastry items and such like that. But once we get there, I think I'll be happy and we'll keep moving on. When I built the space, I wanted it to be just open, you feel like you have a lot of space in the front, very bright, very clean, and then everything else is very simple, you know. But it's done extremely well. That's what I was going for, simple but done well. I chose this area because I see the development coming here, and I feel that it'll be a large part of the community here soon. They're connecting all the areas of Cleveland Clinic and University Circle together, so I just feel a lot of foot traffic, a lot of good people will be here. Yeah. When I see people get excited when they come in here is when they see the quality of the products compared to another place that they're used to. They see that it's fresh, it's baked there, it's bigger, it's flakier, it's not dry, it's warm already. It's warm through most of the day and it's been baked in the morning. You know. We don't sell day-old pastries. We don't.
Fluffy Duck Cafe is right across from Cleveland Clinic's main campus on Chester Avenue. I love finding new places, and I hope you do too. I hope you enjoyed our show of off the beaten path businesses that are, well, maybe a little hard to find sometimes. And speaking of such, where are we? Well, we're at the Rockefeller Greenhouse. It's sort of off the beaten path, just off of Martin Luther King Boulevard near East 88th Street. The good news is it's open year-round, and even better than that, Mossman prices. It's free. How about that? Hope you enjoyed the show. I'm David Moss, and I'll see you on the next New Day Cleveland.